Welcome to the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Tonight, the Falls Count Everywhere podcast presents the SICW Halloween Spooktacular Showdown featuring wrestling stars from Southern Illinois Championship Wrestling. We thank all of you joining us for tonight's episode of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Before we get underway, we pay honor, tribute, and respect to the greatest nation in the world as we play our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for that ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is your Thursday night ritual tonight with a special SICW Halloween Spooktacular Showdown. And we will get things underway with that here in just a moment. I am Rough Cut Rick Ruby, and to the right of your screen is the Gem City Mouth of Z-Miz. What's going on, Z?
What's going on, my dude?
Oh, man. How's your week been going so far?
It's been busy and crazy. Started a new job, so it's been kind of getting back in the flow of that kind of stuff. And, yeah, it's just been an interesting weekend. Or week. We haven't even made it to the weekend yet.
Yeah, I know. It's going to get even more hectic as we approach this weekend, which we'll get into a little bit. But I've been kind of busy this week. And I've been kind of doing some time away from my real job. I've been doing some... been doing some deadlifts and some just throwing things over my head, and we'll get into the reason why I'm doing that. Yeah, so I'm kind of getting primed for that. So, well, first things first here. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way because we're going to have a busy night lined up ahead of us here. We want to go ahead and get our show because we're coming on to the end of the month, and we're going to just go over our shows that we know of for now that we've got going on here, which, of course, Saturday, November 6th, American Championship Wrestling will be back at Cuba, Missouri, at the Knights of Columbus. And go ahead and follow American Championship Wrestling on Facebook for announcement of matches and everything else to come. But all tickets are $5. And, of course, the big main event there is the second annual Stud Memorial Cup Rumble. And, of course, the first winner was Hawk Elliott. And will he repeat? He plans to be part of that Rumble, and only time will tell on that. And hello.
Hi.
Knock, knock. There we go. Okay. And then Sunday, November 7th, World Powerhouse Wrestling will be back in Collinsville, Illinois, 1234 Vandalia Road. Sunday, November 7th, adults $10, kids $5, VIP tickets at $20. Doors for VIP will open at 4. Regular tickets open at 4:30 for the Bell. Bell's at 5. And you can go to www.ticketlead.com for more ticket purchasing information, and follow World Powerhouse Wrestling on Facebook for announcement of matches on that. And so those are, and then I know we're going to have probably more into November, but we before we get on to any more details, I got to throw off this sick background here.
Oh, that's nice.
There you go. Now this is what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's some trick-or-treating.
Yeah. So I like that. So, but we're going to, we will, you know what, I'm probably just going to remove, well, I might add my picture stream back up to a little bit here. But there's actually a special guest also here before we get into the superstars. The main man who is behind the Southern Illinois Championship Wrestling has been patiently waiting in the wings. And I will bring him on. He's the one and only Herb Simmons. Herb, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, thanks, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be back on the show once again. And as I say each and every time, you guys rock it. And it's a program like yours that just helps get the word out there about these great events that are coming up. And I can't say thank you enough to both of you guys.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know that Z is very excited because Z has been debated for a long time. And he was like, last week he was like, you know what? I'm just going to get my tickets because I just can't doubt about it. And, I just heard with this lineup that you have, I can't really remember a card that's really, a very long time that's had the lineup of legends and stars, and even some of these legends even going to have a match this coming Saturday.
Well, it's, this is a kind of a unique one. I did do one back, and I think it was 2011, 2012 in St. Charles, where we actually had about 22 of the legends in at the convention center there. But there was not a wrestling event that took place with that. It was just more of a meet and greet for that weekend that Larry Matisek and I worked in with our late great friend Colonel Buck Robley. Had actually put that all together, and we assisted him with that. But this one here there's nothing like that been since then with the caliber of the legends. There's 11 legends coming in, and not only that, you look at the SICW locker room with the talent, and you're right, Jerry the King Lawler is going to be in action against the 450-pound Kowalski with Curtis Wylde at ringside, and usually where Curtis is, Wildfire is usually there. So Jerry Lawler has got to bring his A game. Another match, the Professionals, who I say is the most legitimate tag team in the Midwest, has been for many years, has got a fight of their life going against the tag team that ruled the wrestling world for many, many years. And I'm talking about the Rock and Roll Express. That's going to be a main event in itself right there. But, and then a 2-ring battle royal, at least 20 men. I'm betting as I'm sitting here tonight, there will probably be more than 20 men in that battle royal. It seems those numbers keep growing every day. And that's all for the crowning of the winner will be crowned the new Central States champion. So everybody's got their eyes set on that. And just every match from the opening bell. And of course, I don't know if you've seen earlier this week, I announced after Travis Cook had put out a a challenge, basically, that Haku, that he would have any match he wanted to have. So I kind of countered on that. We were playing. He likes to play chess. I like to play checkers. So I went ahead and said, okay, have it your way. So I made that match a no disqualification match. Anything goes.
Oh my
And that's
God.
going to be the main event between King Haku and, of course, the guy who holds the title throughout the Midwest as being the toughest, Attila Khan.
Man. With that being a no DQ match, I'm telling you what, you're going to have to batten down the hatches. I know how violent both men can get. So I know I'm no sucker where I'm just gonna sit back and grab something to snack on as I'm watching all the violence portray in and out of the ring, because it will go outside the ring. That's like highest. That's like 3 to 2.5 odds. They're going to go outside the ring on that.
Well, I'm hoping with 2 rings there they'll keep it within one of them, or both of them. But I don't know if I'd be a betting man on that.
No,
I don't even know if Attila Khan can do that.
Oh no, Attila. We know Attila likes to take things out in different areas of the building, including, even if you're trying to get a plate of nachos, you're still not safe. You're best to get your concessions before this match even starts. And of course, it's going to be the last match of the night, I would assume, if it's main event. So, probably concession will probably close early.
Well, it looks like there's going to be a big crowd there, and of course, when there's a big crowd, the concession people like to stay open because they like to make the money too. So, but that will be the main event of the night, and but I got to tell you, if all indications, it looks like there's going to be a great crowd there. We're really looking forward to it. We appreciate all the help that you find people at the Belle Clair Fairgrounds. I ran back there many, many years ago. Every month we ran shows there. In fact, my lovely daughter and I had been up late the other night doing some work, and while we were working, we threw in an old tape from 1983 of Larry Matisex that had Bruiser Brody on it, had Bam Bam Gordy, Spike Huber, Al Perez, Eric Embry, Dick Murdoch. So we watched 2 hours of those tapes, and so my daughter had actually took and Googled the SICW, and lo and behold, the first thing that popped up was a show from 1984 from the Belle Clair Fairgrounds, a Halloween show that I did there that had Bruiser Brody on it, Mike and Pat Kelly, the Kelly twins. It had Tony Costa, my late great friend from the MMWA, taking on Rick Robertson. It had Tojo Yamamoto and Gypsy Joe. And I mean, how ironic. We're sitting there watching it and talking about a show coming up this Saturday. And then in 1984, we did a big Halloween show back there. So it was kind of a coincidence.
Oh, man.
That's awesome. A little nostalgia.
Yeah. It's, I'm telling you what, it's this Saturday is, I think without doubt, is going to be probably the most star-studded card I've ever been on. Now we've also got other, like I said, we got these guys and these legends, but we also got some other matches leading up to that were just announced on the page, or SICW Explosion page, I believe. I know one is Superstar Steve Fender taking on Bobby D, I believe.
That'd be a good one.
Well, those two have had a tit for tat back and forth the last couple of months, and I think if you look at the scoreboard, they're kind of equal. So this is kind of the payoff match here. Bobby D, Belleville's hometown hero, taking on the guy who was trained by the late great Harley Race, and that's going to come down to who can withstand it. Bobby can mix it up if he wants to. He's got an amateur background wrestling, but Steve Fender can wrestle. He can brawl. He can break the rules. So again, another main event. If you're looking at it that way, there's going to be 10 matches that night. Again, if you look at trunk or treat, hay rides, costume contest, meet and greet, 2-ring battle royal, 10 matches, and it's only $20 to get in. Now, if you want to purchase merchandise from the wrestlers or get autographs, that's extra. But where do you go for $20 to get that kind of action all under one roof?
No, you can't really go really far at all. it's definitely going to be a great night. And of course, going back to when the doors open at 4, everyone's going to start with the trunk or treat for the kids. There will be a costume contest, and of course, she also said that there will also be hay rides that will go around the fairgrounds as well. And Legends, I believe the meet and greet will start at 5. And,
the meet and greet start at 5 o'clock, and like I said, they'll have autographs, photos that you can purchase, and and when you look at those lists of legends, Sergeant Slaughter will be in the house. We talked about Jerry Lawler, the Rock and Roll Express, Dr. D, David Schultz. I just don't want nobody coming up and asking him if the wrestling is fake, because otherwise they may end up like John Strassel. We don't want that happening. But Greg the Hammer Valentine's going to be there. Cowboy Bob Orton. It's just Jimmy Hart, the Mouth of the South. I've talked to him twice today, and he's actually coming in town tomorrow. So you may see him on social media tomorrow night doing a little promos for Last Minute Push.
Yeah. So who's going to get him a Crave case, by the way?
I've actually got a fan that called me, and she had saw the promo that he did, and she said, Mr. Simmons, do you think it would be out of the ordinary if she's dressing up for the costume contest? And she said, and I want to meet him. Do you think it'd be okay if I brought him some White Castles? So I think you'll get a kick out of it.
At least we won't have to go far.
But
we get something to eat.
We joke about that, but back in the day when we used to bring him in, he got hooked on White Castles, and every time I bring him in, that's where I have to take him to.
It's one of my favorite things about St. Louis too, in the St. Louis area. So
there you go. You and Jimmy got something in common.
There you go. Oh man. Let's see, another match I believe that was announced also, and this ought to be a good. As far as technician, both these guys are technical wrestlers, with Billy McNeil going against Sean Vincent on this.
Oh boy, another main event. That's what I'm saying. The Canadian hero, the ambassador for SICW, Sean Vincent. Teaching the youngsters at the Ace Wrestling Academy. Going to be in there against one of the most popular young men in the business, in Billy McNeil. I'm looking forward to that myself.
Yeah, my only question is, will Sean get a little frustrated again and kind of lash out? Because he did that a few weeks ago down in Swansea. I mean, hopefully it's either he'll live and learn, or it may get the best of him again, because Billy, he's tough to get a hold of inside that ring once he gets going.
Well, you know yourself, Rick, in this business, you have days like that, and it could have been that something just didn't go right. But I now that you brought that up, at the TV tapings, I also noticed a little disgruntlement on his side. So, but I'm just hoping maybe he had a little bug or something, and he'll get that out of his system, because, Sean has been out there for several years now, is my ambassador, and has done a great job of out representing SICW, and the fans love him, and they love Billy McNeil. So I'm really looking for a good scientific match there, something that would take me back to the days of Lou Thez and Pat O'Connor challenge,
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Oh man, yeah. And then I've also got on here, looks like Gil Rogers and Gary Jackson teaming up again, of course, former tag team champions, going against another set of former tag team champions in Ken Casa and Chris Hargis.
Well, I'm going to say it again. Another main event. I mean, there's not a promotion out there that wouldn't want to have that tag team match on their card. 4 men, 4 the top in the country, I'd say. And I'm prejudiced because, they work at SICW, but I've seen them in action for many, many years now. Gary Jackson's been with me a long, long time. And, Gil Rogers delivers one of the greatest drop kicks ever. And, of course, then on the other side of that squared circle, Iron Man Ken Casa, and then King Christopher Hargis. I mean, main event.
Yeah. And like you said, Casa and Hargis, I mean, they're, if I serve my memory right, they're both former classic champions too. So they're decorated champions as well with that. So, all around very well ring workers. I mean, that's going to be a test in itself here for that. Now, also, I see here, interesting, and I just got word about this actually right before we went on the air. There's been another match, and I don't like to press myself as well, but apparently we've got the Big Texan and Flash Flanagan, and of course, we knew when Flash was going to be there, but to what capacity. But apparently, he's teaming with the Big Texan to go against Curtis Wylde and myself.
Main event. What can I
Man.
say? That's going to be the popular word of the night. It's main event, because look at those four men. I mean, four veterans in that squared circle. I wouldn't want to call that one, I can tell you.
Big Texas is going to slam you again, Ruby.
Oh gosh, nah. I think I have an idea what I'm looking into now, and I know if anything comes at me like this, I should say like this, I have to duck and roll. You know, I don't know. Trust me. When I felt that down in Swansea a few weeks ago, that did not feel good at all.
Tell you guys were right up there stealing that show, I can tell you, and I'm not just saying it because I'm on your program here tonight, but you know, since you've came on the scene at SICW, I've noticed the other individuals in the locker room having to step their game up a little bit because they know you take no prisoners. So
no.
when the leg goes up, it comes down, and I've heard some scuttlebutt about they don't want to be laying flat on the canvas when it's coming down.
Right. Well, I'm telling you now. I mean, I had a busy day today. The time when I've had to, I've actually been doing some squatting, and I've also been throwing some dead weight over my head today. We'll get back to that why. But as soon as this broadcast ends tonight, it's game face, and all the way through Saturday. So, you know, like I said, my family's fine. But if somebody else looks at me the wrong way, I may end up having to say something to him, or I have to keep my hands in my pockets so I don't throw anything at him. But
I think he's laying down the gauntlet there, Miz.
I hear it. I hear it 100%. Hey, my money's still on him for the 20-man battle royale. So that's where my money is.
I mean, if you look at everybody that's in that battle royale, I mean, it's a toss of the coin. I'm telling you, when you look at the years of experience, yeah, there's a couple of the newcomers in there that's learning the ropes, but I mean, come on. I would not want to bet a paycheck on who walks out of there as that new crowned Central States champion.
I guess. So let's kind of review that. I mean, just so we understand, and everybody else that's going to be watching this, on how this is going to work. So there's two rings. So for do all the participants start in one ring, and if they get thrown out, then they go to the second ring. It almost feels like it's a double elimination, or how is this going to work?
Now, you know, and again, it's there's over the years, there's different ways that they've done 2-ring battle royals, but this one here will be however many we end up with in there. They will be as equally as divided as possible. It's half in one ring and half in the other. And when that bell rings, it is every man for himself. And as you know, you've been in battle royals before, Ruby. There are no friends. They may start off thinking they're friends, but there's always that prize at the end. And, you know, everybody's ego gets in the way and greed gets in the way. So you throw out all that friendship. I mean, just this week, Tyler Bodine was added into the Battle Royal, another big Texan in there. So, and they've recently tag teamed together on some of the TV episodes. So, but I can assure you, those Texans will be riding away from one another to try to get to score that victory. So, but they'll start off equal in the ring, and then when it comes down to the last two men, they can get in either ring they want to, and then whoever gets eliminated, the last man standing is going to be crowned the new Central States champion.
Now, can I ask, is that going to be like War Game style, where the two rings are side by side, butted up, or are they going to be separated more?
No, they'll be butted up. Yeah, they will be butted up, and what that does too, and of course we will try to control that throughout the rest of the evening. Because they will be butted up. Normally, our rings are 16 feet long. So, we're looking at 32 feet now. So the way the auditorium, it's, there's like 55,000 square foot building there. It's a huge building at the fairgrounds.
Yeah, it's a beautiful building.
Beautiful building. And so I want everybody to be able to see all the action that they can. So throughout the night, we'll rotate. Match 1 will be in this ring. Match 2 will be in the opposite ring, to where if you're sitting at the far end of the rings, you'll be able to have a bird's eye view. And so I think it's going to be pretty good. We were there 2 years ago and had a match. And, of course, our main event back then was who other but Attila Khan against Tommy Dreamer. And they were all over the place. I'm kind of hoping we don't have a repeat of that. But when you got somebody as vicious as Attila Khan and then somebody just as vicious in King Haku, they may end up out on the parking lot somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about Attila and Dreamer. Yeah, they went everywhere, and of course, Dreamer, of course, is always used to in his years in ECW. He just went and just battled throughout the crowds anyway. So it was like a home away from home anyway. But like I said, Attila, man, I don't know. Attila's got a fire in him ever since, and Attila's going to have a big year by the end of 2021. I know. I mean, it's not that he's a classic champion now. I mean, I guess it goes without saying this is not between for Haku and Attila. It's not going to be for the classic championship. It's just going to be who's going to be,
It's bragging rights.
Pretty much.
It's brag. I don't know if you saw the message that Haku sent the other day. I mean, he said he's coming to kick his ass.
Yep.
And I mean, that just kind of, to me, I went, whoa, wait a minute. And I've known Haku for some time, known Attila for a long time. Here's a guy that has nothing to lose. I don't think it's about so much money. It's not so much about title. I think Attila has just been geared to want to inflict pain on people. And then, like I said, just go back and Google Haku and see what he's done in his career, and you'll see the same thing there. I mean, these two guys are going to be like two army tanks hitting one another, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Well, Michael Lilly said that he would actually have made the match last man standing. Well, I mean, that would have been good too. But I think, going anywhere, if there's no disqualification, and we want to try to, as much as we want to enter, the fans would love to see these guys battle and duke it out. No disqualification, that can be just about anything. But obviously, if you're going to do a pinfall or submission on your opponent, you've got to do it inside the ring. So, it's all to the. I think it's all for the safety of the fans, because these guys can get way out of control.
Well, and the problem with the last man standing match, what happens if neither one of them standing, and when you have two monsters like these two guys are, it'd be like putting Ruby and the Texan in a last man standing. I wouldn't want to bet on that either. I mean,
I'd pay to see that.
Well, watch what you ask for.
Hey,
sorry, Ruby. Sorry.
Yeah, stop throwing ideas. I've already got a big enough night as it is coming up, man.
Boy, Rick, with friends like that, you don't need no enemies.
I know. You're almost going down to that GQ platform there, Z. So
don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. I want to see you make money. That's the difference between me and GQ. I want to see you make money. You win that, that's a big cash prize for you, buddy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, but, my guys, like you said, this tag match that was just announced with me and Curtis. Curtis is very talented. Our resumes speak for itself, and then we're going against Flash and Texan. Those guys, obviously, like you said, putting together matches that could main event anything. And, I'm really looking forward to that match. In fact,
Well, and what I would ask you is just if you look at just the names that we've thrown out here in several of these matches now, the years of experience that's going to be there Saturday night is next to none when you stop and think about it. And I know everybody's out there doing their promotions and doing what they want to do. But, you know, at SICW, we're trying to give the fans the old school. That's why, you know, Ed Wheatley is going to be there with that Wrestling at the Chase book. I mean, that thing is just
my $40 ready.
That thing's flying off the shelf. And, but we at SICW are just trying to keep that old school history alive. And I think it shows that when you talk about the likes of Flash Flanagan with his years of experience, the big Texan, you can't forget Gary Night Train Jackson, all the years that he's trained a lot of the guys that's out there working today. You know, Bobby D, and, you know, that list just goes on in that SICW locker room. So even without the legends being there, just the matches that we're throwing out there is star-studded to me. I mean, and again, yeah, I'm excited about it because you know, I put it together, but the legends is just icing on the cake, as they say. I know that people are coming to see the legends, but they're also coming to see some good old style wrestling. Yeah,
exactly. And we've I think somebody's ear was burning there, Z, when we were talking here, because apparently waiting in the wings here. We're going to bring them on here as well, ladies and gentlemen. Added on to this spectacular showdown here, we've got none other than the Big Texan.
Hey,
what's up, buddy? Guys?
Hey. Texan, how you doing, man?
Not bad. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing all right. So we were talking about this coming Saturday, and apparently, I just got word of you've got a match involved as well. So I guess you and I are going to be on opposite sides again, sir.
Hey, Miz, I'm glad that they're not in the same room.
Oh, yeah.
That is true. That is true. That's true.
I don't want nobody destroying my beautiful studio here, man. I got 3 nice books here that are around me here. I do not want those damaged, please. Please, if anything else.
I mean, that'd be some good legacy right there for the book to beat you with it.
Oh. I'll give you the respect since this is your podcast. I won't go after you or anything right now. But come Saturday in the ring is totally different. Then it's beyond.
Wow. Yeah. Well, like I said, I told these guys is that when I had this broadcast tonight, it's, you know, I'm putting the straight face on, and it's game face all the way through Saturday. So this is cool. This is fine, you know. But also, I know you're going to be in that 20-man battle royal, 2-ring battle royal, and with. Just like you and I have had that same goal to try to get that Central States title.
I want that belt. That belt's got a long line of champions attached to it, and I want it to have my name attached to it as well.
Yep, I totally get it. Man. And I would love to have it as well. I know, like I said, we're getting a lot of the guys that are in here now. They're
itching to get in here. It sees.
Yeah, they're itching to get in here now.
You know, Rick, I want to just throw one thing out there, and I'm going to kind of sit back because I mean this is your guys' show, and I know you got some of the other guys coming on, but I wanted to just you know, I've put a gentleman out there that's I'm calling my SICW roving reporter, Jay, and. I mean, he's been all over. He went down to Kentucky for me to an NWA showdown there and doing some negotiation with Billy Corrigan and them. And he represented me there for that. But he's been out in Texas. I know he's interviewed you and done some work. So I think it's just another step we're doing at SICW to help keep our fans informed. So when you see the SICW roving reporter out there, he'll be at the show Saturday night. He may want to come up and get a few words from you guys. So please accommodate him because I want our fans to know that, you know, we've got the best in the West out there. And as long as you guys can get together on this podcast, I'm going to sit back and listen to it.
Oh, yeah. You know, that's fine. In fact, we already got somebody predicting you and I, Texan, as the final 2, you know.
Hey, that's fine with me as long as you know that you're going to be going out before me.
Do you guys want to know what my prediction is on that battle royal?
I would like to know, yes.
Do you want to know, Texan?
Sure.
My prediction is one person's going to win.
Yeah. One word that you don't use in these type of matches alliances. They're no good. I'm telling you right now, they're no good.
See, I don't know. I might have something up my sleeve because my new tag partner is going to be in there.
Yeah,
I ain't going to say we will, but I ain't saying we won't.
You don't need Bodine to win.
He can eliminate some and then allow me to squeak in for the victory. So,
Bodine,
I got plans.
Bodine's just another side of beef I'm just going to have to throw over, man. That's all I look at it. That's all it is.
Big side of beef.
Big side of beef, man. Shoot. So, as we're doing this here, I'm going to add another person. There you go. Mr. Parker knows it's Ruby wins. There you go. That's where you go. You got to go with the attitude that you know that you are going to win. You want to be successful, and that's how you got to play it out. How is it going to be the outcome? You're only going to know that till after the match is over. So, but here's another individual. I mean, we've got two guys that are waiting in the wings here, and I mean, they both got big matches when they got the news. Now, one match I'm going to focus on now with two of the legends here that is going to be there is the Rock and Roll Express. They are going to be facing the professionals, and at this time, I'm going to bring on one half of the professionals here to the Showdown. It's none other than Mauler McDarby.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Marla, what's going on, sir?
Nothing much, just getting prepared for Saturday night.
Yeah, so that's what I want to find out here with you, because you are you've got a lot going on as far as preparing for this match. Now, you and Sean Santel, you guys were the first ever SICW tag team champions. You guys been pretty much all around the Midwest and perfecting your style. So my question is, how do you think your style is going to compare with the experience of the Rock and Roll Express?
I think there's going to be a lot of people underestimating us, possibly. I think that they're hiding, I guess I'll say, behind the image and the illusion of the legendary and iconic status of the Rock and Roll Express, and think this is just going to be another day at the office for them. They just got done doing the COVID cruise with Jarrah Bloat, and you know, how much did they rest on that? How much did they party? How much are they taking us serious? How much are they prepared for this? I can tell you for certain, Sean and I have done everything we have or could to monitor, follow, and study them, and not just as fans, just beyond that, to get ready for the match, see what they're doing, see where their head's at, see how seriously they're taking this, and where they're going to be. So I think people are going to be surprised at how much the professionals hold their own in that match.
Yeah.
I can see it. Newer speed. They might probably got some sort of seasickness.
You mean the bottle sickness?
Oh my goodness! But with Ricky and Robert, been around for many years, and of course they've got experience no other. Of course, they're Hall of Famers in probably more than one platform. But they should know. I mean, if they don't know how you guys are going to play out in this match, then it's going to come as a big surprise to them, because you guys have had game faces every time that you have gone to the ring. You've had a plan. You've adapted. You guys have called even audibles when something hasn't gone right. You guys managed to somehow pull through. Do you think if you guys get stuck in any type of scenario, do you guys have any type of great backup plans to get out and take control of that match, and even eventually possibly coming out victorious in that match?
Yeah, we've trained really hard for this, and taken this very seriously. The longest Sean and I have been a tag team, This is the moment we've been preparing for. This is what we've been fighting for. This is what we've been clawing for. This is what we've been going after. This has been what we've wanted. You don't get in this business and you're okay with just wrestling, or in this case, tagging against every Tom, Dick, and Harry that's out there. You fight, you strive, you work. You want to be at the top of the card. You want to be the main event. You want to be in your division. So in this case, the tag team division, we want to be the main event of the tag team. So this is what we fought for. This is what we want. This is what we are desiring. We have the burn, the will for. I can tell you how seriously I've taken this match. I regularly, even though it may not always look like it, but I go to the gym and I do cardio, I do strength training, I do everything. I've cut 17 pounds in preparation of this match in a month. I've gone down 17 pounds to make sure I got enough gas in the tank to outlast the Rock and Roll Express. Sean's doing the same. When we're not in the gym, we're not working out. We're in the ring and we're making sure we keep sharp and we keep focused. We study the tapes. We've watched everything that they've done. Even, I mean, 2021 stuff and 2020 stuff. We make sure we study them. We know what their idiosyncrasies are, what their, when you talk about, are we prepared for them or what we're going to do when we get faced with a situation. So if they try to back us in a corner, so to speak, or they try to fade us into their part of the ring, Sean and I are going to be ready for that. Sean and I are going to see the signs, and we're going to try to keep them over on our side of the ring, bring them over to us, kind of make them sort of, maybe underestimate us a little bit and come towards us and think they got us, and that's when we'll hit them and stay on top of them.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like, because I won't say how much, but as far as giving too much away, but I know that you and myself and Sean, we've had that, instant chemistry. At least tried to work with some battles, and let me just say, even watching, even on the apron, and even just watching from the back, you guys are mechanically sound. You guys, if I had to compare you guys to like old legends, I'd probably compare you to maybe Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. Those guys were serious technicians when they were with the Horsemen, and even when they went over and tried to go through those joke gimmicks with Bobby the Brain Heenan as the Brainbusters. Those are still the two same guys, and I would even just go on a whim right now. And in fact, I don't even say to consider it a whim, because I know how serious you guys are. I know how how much you prep for this. But I'm going to go on the limb and say the professionals are going to somehow overtake the Rock and Roll Express.
Well, I appreciate your confidence in us, and also right off the top, speaking Arn and Tully in the same breath as comparing the professionals to that. Thank you. That's a huge compliment. That's who we study and we try to pattern ourselves after, as we watch a lot of the guys who came before us to help create and make the division of tag team wrestling. So to see Arn and Ole, or Arn and Tully, things like that, that's truly humbling to hear that. So I appreciate that. And not to give too much away, but you just said you stood on the apron and you've been there next to us and you've seen how we work and how we thread the needle. So I don't mean to answer a question by asking you a question, but when we went out there, did we not pull you aside, and did we not have a plan? Say, this is, we know these guys, we know what they're going to try to do. Let us do this, and then we'll bring you into the plan. And we took it from there. We worked as, you may not be part of the professionals, we may never work together, but we made sure that you were on the same page as us, and we all were going to the same goal, moving in the same direction, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You guys, like I said, the thing is with specialists, tag team specialists such as yourself, and when you add another element in there, when it's like a 6-man, you develop another game plan, and that's what you guys did, and that and it fit right in. It fit into the plan, especially if we know we've got somebody in the ring, and they're down, and we need to get like an extra beat down with them, then that's where I come in and I throw the beat down.
Yeah, put the size to the advantage.
Right, and give you guys a little bit of a breather for about a minute or so, and then a minute or two, and get one of you back in the ring and continue on. So it's
hey, Rick, if I can interject there, and Mr. McDarby, thank you very much, and I appreciate your candid there. But I just wanted to assure you that the training and the watching the videos that you say that you and your partner have been doing. I had the opportunity about 2 days ago to talk to Ricky Morton, and you know who Ricky Morton is because you're going to be facing him. And I got to tell you, I had to send them, your guys' pedigree, basically, years of experience. So when you're talking about you've been studying them, I got a feeling they're studying you guys also. So I think that's a compliment that they're not coming in taking this lightly, because I told them, you guys have been together a long time. You guys gel like peanut butter and jelly. So I think it's just a compliment that they're actually taking time to do their research on the professionals.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have to give the devil their due, so to speak. If of all the years they've been doing this, if they're not falling back on their laurels, and they're actually who do we got here, and what are we looking at coming up, I have to give them their due. And that's definitely, I can tell you right now, I didn't make that comment trying to say that they would, taking them lightly or they wouldn't take it seriously, because I know they do, but I'm definitely gonna make sure we stay even sharper and we take them just as seriously as hopefully they're taking us. So that way, it's at the end of the night, the better team wins. That's what's going to happen. And
that's going to be the Rock and Roll Express right there.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Well, yeah. I hope the Rock and Roll Express just takes Matt and just wipes the fucking ring with him, because me and Tyler Bodine, we're going to be coming after them next. So if the Rock and Roll Express can knock them down a peg or two, that'd be great.
I mean,
after the Rock and Roll Express, we're going to be putting our sights towards the SICW Tag Team Championship. So,
I'm sure you're going to have to go through me and Tyler first.
Yes, the big bovine.
Yeah, that's going to be up to her, and who impresses who, and who's going to be in line for that shot. I mean,
I think,
am I not right?
And it's good to have your eyes set on the higher things, but right now, October 30th has a lot of moving targets. So, like I said, I would think that we better stay focused on the professionals, and I think that's just a great compliment that the Rock and Roll Express has given to the professionals. Of course, the big Texan, Tyler Bodine, those guys are going to be a force to be reckoned with, but you can't. I'm just telling you, you guys have no idea what I have to sit and go through when I put the list of the roster out, and I'm thinking, holy crap, talent coming out the wazoo here. And so everybody's looking for that title. Everybody wants to get their name on that new classic title. They want to get those tag titles. So now the Central States title is going to be in play. It's only going to get, I think the temperature is really going to heat up in SICW.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, heating up, I know I was a little late to the party, so I might have missed this, but Ruby, did Herb talk to you about, give you any information about when we went and finalized the contract for the tag match not too long ago?
No, actually, no, I didn't. I didn't get any information on that.
Would you like some, breaking news? Would you like a hot take for your podcast?
Yeah, let's throw it down.
So it's no secret, Sean and I, we don't deal with, when it comes to the contract signings and everything else. Sean and I do it ourselves. We show up, we look it over, and we sign the match contract. And it's always the same every time. We show up to the office. Herb puts the paperwork in front of us. We go through it and make the sign. We move on. Sometimes it's open. Sometimes we know who we're going against. Usually it's a couple minutes. Boom, boom, boom. This few days ago, we were sitting at the office, and Mr. Simmons, for some reason, decided to keep his phone on, and it kept ringing. And I said, "Hey, Mr. Simmons, what's going on?" And he said, "Hey, And he keep answering it and saying, sorry about that. Go off and talk. Phone ring. Go off and talk. Come back. Sorry about that. Phone kept ringing. And I didn't hear everything, neither did Sean, but the bits and pieces we did catch on to, apparently something really big SICW-wise. Whatever Herb's working on, there's something big coming down the pipeline. In the next month, couple months, there's some sort of announcement coming imminent. He's working on something. There's something big coming to SICW.
Wow. You know, that's I mean, can't wait to see what's gonna be in store for that. You know,
and if you don't, he's sitting right there. You know, was he not on the phone? Did he not keep taking phone calls?
Yeah, I was taking phone calls just like I'm sitting here doing tonight, texting, because it, you know, we're just a couple of days away from the big show in October. But I can tell you there's bigger things happening, and it's all. You know, it's the Wrestling at the Chase book is just got everything on fire. Ed Wheatley's book. We are so honored to be part of that. If you haven't seen it yet, you know, SICW has mentioned in it several different times. In fact, if you look at the acknowledgement page, it says in there that if it wasn't for SICW, the book wouldn't be possible. That may be a little far-fetched. That was Ed's words, not mine. But we'll take that credit because it's due to all the guys in the locker room that makes it what it is. But there is a bigger thing coming, and I can tell you our good friend Jerry Briscoe is going to be involved in it. Of course, if you don't know Jerry Briscoe, then you're probably not in the wrestling fan. But Jerry Briscoe, the brother of the late, great NWA champion Jack Briscoe, will be part of this announcement that's going to be coming up here real quickly. I was hoping to have it pretty well put together to announce this week, but it looks like it's going to be delayed a little bit. But it's going to be okay. I think everybody's going to be, if you're a wrestling fan, you're going to be excited about it. I know I am. And I didn't mean to distract from our get together the other day, but as you know, in the wrestling business, stuff happens. So, but yeah, it will be newsworthy. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah. But the big thing here is this coming Saturday, Mueller McDarby, Sean Setzel, the professionals, will be facing the Rock and Roll Express. And all I can say is I'm looking forward to it. But I think these guys, as they get older, they have to rely on their skill, in my opinion. And it's going to be skill versus skill. I mean,
skills and instinct, ring presence, know where you're at.
And these guys have got many years experience, but I think that you and Sean are equipped well enough to catch on to it. So
speaking of breaking news, I don't mean to interrupt you there, but you know, one of the other matches that we talked about briefly earlier, Jerry Lawler, the King, will be in action against the 450-pound Kowalski. Kowalski just texted me and said, win, lose, or draw. He said he's going to beat the King, but he wants to be in the 2-ring battle royal. So
that's going to be a hard one to get over that top rope.
Well, and that's what I said. Let's stop and look at that just real quickly. You got Rick Ruby, rough cut Rick Ruby in that battle royal. You got the big Texan. You got Tyler Bodine. You got the Flash Flanagans. Depending on what happens with your match with the Rock and Roll Express, you guys may be thrown in there too. But then you add Kowalski. The old saying is, "Where's the beef at?" I think it's going to be at the Belle Clair Fairgrounds this coming Saturday night.
And just think, all those guys from Texan, Bodine, Kowalski, Ruby, all those people he just named. Think about this. This isn't like entrants coming down to the ring. You guys are all going to be in the ring at the same time.
That's a whole lot of man meat.
Yeah. Well, I think you'll probably have to divide some of that to go in one ring to another.
Well, I told Andy Warner, I said, I know those rings are going to have to be beefed up. Scotty Z from New Breed Wrestling is bringing his ring up to help us with this extravaganza night. So I've told them both, make sure you boost it up a little bit, because it's going to be a lot of action, a lot of meat in that ring, both of them.
And 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 not only, you got, which my money, I don't, and I'm not, Jerry Lawler has made a career off of facing people way bigger than him. So I know he knows what to expect or anything, but watch Kowalski's probably one of the most athletic 400 pounders in pro wrestling. That's not going to be an easy night for the King. And I can tell you right now, Kowalski's a competitor. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's got something to prove. So if he's got to use Lawler, which he's going to make a name for himself, to make sure people remember the name Kowalski, he's going to do it. He's going to do whatever it takes. I hope Lawler's got a fireball with him, because that's the only thing that's going to keep Kowalski from coming at him. And I don't even know if that's going to be good enough. So that match there, Rock and Roll Express versus Professionals, that's another one. Besides the 2-ring battle royal, that's another one. Price of admission alone. Jerry the King Lawler, just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Memphis, coming to face the 444-pound Kowalski, 450-pound Kowalski. That's going to be another one. That's going to be great.
Yeah, it is. It is. And
I got to tell you, when I made the arrangements with the King to appear on this show, and I asked him to work, and he said, "Well, have you got a big guy up there?" And so I thought about it for a day, and then I called him back, and I said, "Yeah." I said, "I got one," and I sent him a picture, and he said, "Oh, wait a minute, I don't know if I said that big." And I said, "Well, I've already booked it, so watch what you ask for." So that's going to be as you said, Lawler has been known to take on the big guys, but Kowalski, as you said, he wants to make a name for himself, and what better way to knock the King down?
Yeah. Right. And then and then after that, there's also what's the main event, one of the co-main event probably.
You mean we haven't talked about? I thought every match is a main event. Oh, you're talking about Attila against Haku. Right. I thought every other match is a main event too.
No, that's up there. And King Haku versus Attila Khan for the title, and then you get, what is it? You just announced the other day. What is that? No DQ.
Yeah. Well, and that's because Travis again let his mouth get to running pretty quick, and he didn't stop at those stop signs, and said that he would take any match that I wanted to put together, or any match that Haku wanted. So I made a phone call and was able to get Haku, and he's on board. He said he was coming to kick Attila's ass, and I said, "Well, let's see who the better man is here." You can sit around and claim you're this and you're that all you want. Let's prove it. My grandmother had a saying. In fact, there's a plaque in my office wall that says, "The proof is in the pudding." And I think that's what's going to happen come this Saturday night between Attila Khan. Either he's going to prove he's the toughest, the meanest, the baddest, or Haku gets to carry on that legacy that he's had.
It's put up or shut up time. And I want to, I'm not trying to, take over the show here, but I want to throw a question to Ruby and to Tex. King Haku versus Attila, but what if the table was turned? What if it was King Haku versus Tex, or King Haku versus Ruby? How, toughest man in pro wrestling, the Tongan Terror. How would you attack that match? How would you go after it?
I would attack his hands. I would try to break his fingers.
Oh,
that way he can't get that tongue and death grip.
Yeah. Okay, that's smart move. What about you, Ruby?
To me, yeah, I would not go for the head. That's for one, because I've seen how nothing responds if you hit him in the head. Nothing, and it's not a knock at him, but I've seen where wooden chairs have gone through him, and he just still attacked. He don't care. He's tough. You've got
Ruby. Have you heard the story about Haku, digging in with two fingers and popping a guy's eyes out of socket?
I've heard that story.
I heard that story too.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I would attack those fingers, break those hands.
Yeah, do whatever you can. You got to be monogal as far as like extremities that you can get a hold of that you're dependent on using, and then also joints.
and like I don't know if everybody's ever heard all these stories, but some of the stories about Haku, like in his how like tough he is and how he came up in this business. He literally started in pro wrestling, I think it was sumo fighting as well. He got picked by, I think, the king of Tonga. Him and two other guys, a total of 3 guys, got chosen. And when he got his training and he started, and then venturing into the business and everything from sumo to pro wrestling, he had nothing. He had nothing to sleep on. He slept on a floor. He had to find whatever clothes he had to find clothes, try to stitch together clothes. He used to climb up palm trees and cut down the coconuts and chop the coconuts and do all that stuff on his bare feet. Oh. He had to clean sumos. He had to find his own food. You take all of that and plus the determination. Think about the determination. Would most guys right now do that if that meant they get to live their dream and be a pro wrestler? That shows how bad he wanted it. So you take all of that and then you put it up against Attila Khan. And Attila Khan, I'm not trying to diminish him or whatever and on anything. Attila Khan's another one. He fought and clawed and did everything in this business. Look who he's gone through. Look what he's done. That is going to be one crazy, nobody in that building is going to be safe from that match. There isn't enough, I don't think, authority figures. I think Haku figured that out and saw Jay, that it's going to be able to, hold that match together. That's going to be crazy.
Hey, Marla, ask me how I would prepare for that match.
Oh, okay, Mr. Simmons, how would you prepare for that match?
I wouldn't get in there.
You can find me in the bathroom.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
So, hey guys, what we're gonna do here is, like Mauler, I definitely thank you very much for your insight. We're definitely looking forward to getting you. I'm definitely gonna be looking forward to that tag match. But we've got a couple other guys in here. We're gonna kind of rotate because there's definitely one guy in here that I'm very interested on his insights because his actions really speak louder more than anything than he usually says, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
So
and that I know you got a busy schedule, Ruby. So I appreciate having me on. This is a lot of fun. I'll hop off here. I'll let the next guy get in here and do their thing, and I can always do this another time. But it's this Saturday, October 30th, 2021, Belle Clair Fairgrounds, Belleville, Illinois. Get your tickets, guys. This is going to be a fantastic thing. And I just want to say thank you to everybody for having me on.
All right, man.
Thanks for joining us.
No worries. Take care, everybody.
All right. See you, Mauler.
See ya.
Mueller Mcgarvey of the Professionals. And what we're going to do here, there's another person that's going to be joining us.
Loading.
Hopefully he's loading.
Loading.
Man, I'm just
Ruby, music, Ruby.
Oh, music? Oh, okay. How about this?
Yeah.
Oh, where's the other one? There's another one. I had another one, didn't I? Oh yeah, I had this one. You a match game fan? I like that too.
I like that.
Well, I think he'll be in here, but I'm going to see if I can bend everybody. It says Kowalski, but I wonder if he's even here. Kowalski, are you here? I think it might be a gremlin that's impersonating Kowalski. I think that's what that is. But well, how about we do this? Now, how about we do this here? I'm going to add the SICW ambassador, Sean Vincent. How's Sean doing?
Hey guys, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me back on.
Hey man. So kind of get your take while we're waiting for the big monster to come on. You and Billy McNeil. It's going to be quite a interesting contest because you guys are very technically sound, both of you.
That's right. Me and Billy, we go back a long time. We're talking 2 decades of being in the business together. We both come from the same learning tree, and that of K-Weight Championship Wrestling. And this Saturday night at the Belle Clair Fairgrounds in Belleville, Illinois. We're going to tear the roof off that place. If you haven't seen a Bill McNeil versus Sean Vincent match, you're going to get your money's worth and then some this Saturday night.
Yep. And I did kind of touch on back a few weeks ago, back in Sauget, where you kind of had you and Pete Madden did not have the best of terms after the end of your match, and I got to ask, are you going to be more focused and more sound in your match, or I mean, have you found a way to kind of make sure that you're not going to get so frustrated in the match coming up?
Okay, to say something like that is what you're trying to say. I've never been focused on my match. I'm always focused on my match. The problem I've had as of late is having tag partners that are as focused as I am. You know, and that's not to say that I didn't have the best tag partners. You know, Billy McNeil in his own right, Pete Madden, Jerry Jackson, Jayson Breed, all great wrestlers, all great competitors. But, you know, we just didn't gel. And that's okay. But you know what? This Saturday night, all that's behind me. I have my eyes set on the Irish Luchador, the high flyer, Billy McNeil. And you know what? 2 men are going to enter that ring, and 1 man's going to exit. And that's going to be your SICW ambassador, me, Sean Vincent.
Yeah, well, you know,
that looks like focus to me, Ruby.
Yeah. We got Z in here who's been taking all this in. Of course, we've got Herb Simmons in here, Big Texan's in here, with his match announced that would be on the other side. And, of course, like I said, the big talk is this 20-man over-the-top 2-ring battle royal with the winner of that becoming the new Central States Championship. Are you going to have any interest in possibly being part of that?
I am a part of it. I'm actually entered into that match, and I plan on leaving as the new champion. That match is going to be 2 rings. When was the last time there was a 2-ring over-the-top battle royal in that area? It's been years. And you have me, the ambassador, the leader, the right-hand man of Herb Simmons himself in that match. God, who else could you possibly pick? Kowalski? Okay, yeah, he's a mountain of a man. Dangerous man. You know, who else? You got the professionals in there. You know, I even heard Flash Flanagan is going to be in the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's going to be all me.
Yeah. And me too. So
Big Texan. Big Texan down there.
Oh, you already? Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, you know. Good luck.
Hey, I've been doing some squats and deadlifts and throwing dead weight over my head this past week. So, you know, looks.
I wouldn't call Texan dead weight, but you know.
No,
he does not look impressed though. There, Vincent, you better pump the brakes a little bit, buddy. You're gonna
pump the brakes. Well, we're just talking about Sean Vincent being focused. You question me being focused. You're worried about me losing my cool.
There is a point where you can be too focused. You can be too focused on something to where you miss sight of your opportunities, my friend. So I advise just a little pump of the brakes, my friend. I have good hope in you, good faith, but I don't know if Big Tex is somebody I want to piss off 2 days before that he's gonna be gunning right for your head.
You know what? Big Texan knows what I bring to the ring. Hell, me and Big Texan used to tag together. Back was me, him, and Ron Powers. You remember that, Texan?
Yeah, I remember those matches quite dearly.
Right, brother. So I know what you can bring to that ring. You know exactly what I can bring to that ring. And like I said, at the end of the day, I'm confident enough to say that I'm going to be leaving that Battle Royal the new champion. And my friend, to the winner goes the spoils.
Well, I tell you what, you probably will be leaving the Battle Royal, but it won't be as the champion. So,
yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Some people might.
If anything, Rick,
orthopedic surgeon.
If anything, Mr. Ruby.
Yes, sir.
Why don't we come together and we force him out?
Whew.
So you're saying it takes 2 of you to get rid of the ambassador?
See, this is what I talked about. One word I don't like to use in these type of matches: alliances. You got me. You're gonna have to be. I have to be thinking. That there's not going to be somebody over my shoulder trying to lift up on my leg to toss me out. You know, I have to be smart. Well, let's just say this. We'll think about it. Because remember, wait a minute. Don't you got your side of beef Bodine there trying to help you out too? To try to get people out of there?
More the merrier.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Yeah, you know what? Let's just. Oh, go ahead, Herb. I'm sorry, sir.
I'm going to take a little credit here. I think I've put together quite a combination of talent for a 2-ring battle royal. Look at you guys already, man. There is no honor amongst thieves.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
That's right. You know what? When I'm sitting in the back after the battle royal, when I'm sitting in the back after the battle royal, the winner of the battle royal, I'm going to sit back and enjoy the match of the night that I'm anticipating on seeing, and that's Attila Khan versus Haku.
Oh man, a lot of people are going to be sitting back watching that. A lot of people.
Yeah,
I don't even know if anyone's going
I
to
just
watch
want
it.
to know. I just want to know: is there going to be blood donors on site? Because you're going to Haku or Attila, one of them's going to need a blood transfusion after this match. Get the mops in the bucket out.
I was going to say splat guards and mops is all I can say. Make sure nothing gets flung from this match. It's going to be a barn burner. So,
Yeah, but then
besides the matches, I think I've spoken on this before. I can't wait to see Greg the Hammer Valentine. I can't wait to see Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. and Demolition. I mean, they don't have matches, but I can't wait to see them.
Yeah, that's why I'm.
Well, you know what? I just saw Bob Orton this evening. I just came from the Ace Wrestling Academy, and let me tell you something right now. Cowboy Bob Orton, he is itching for this Saturday to be here. He's excited. He can't wait to see some of his old friends. Greg Valentine is one of them. You know, Sergeant Slaughter. But also, we're talking about the tag team match of the professionals versus the Rockers.
Rock and Roll Express, right?
Rock and Roll Express, excuse me. Rock and Roll Express.
I was going to say, they have to put out. You have to put out a search crew for Janetti if you're going to try to bring the Rockers in. But
hilarious, yes. We're talking about that another great match that the fans can look forward to this Saturday night at the Belle Clair Fairgrounds in Belleville, Illinois.
Yeah. So I'm interested to know, like, out of all these legends, I'll even start with Texan. Like, out of these 11 legends, who are you most interested to see and greet out of all?
You know, I think I've been asked that so many times, and my answer just keeps changing because I want to see them all. I mean, I have little things that I want to see, like I said, Greg the Hammer Valentine. He was the first legend I ever wrestled, so I would love to see him again. But I've never seen Sergeant Slaughter, and I recently listened to a podcast that he was on for JBL, and the stories that guy told, I want to be able to sit there and live them myself, you know, through him, having him speak. But even Jerry the King Lawler. A lot of people might not know this, but I spent a lot of my life down in Tennessee, actually right outside of Memphis. And my grandmother used to babysit Jeff Jarrett. And I would love to be able to see Jerry the King Lawler. So it's just, I want to see them all. My answer is always going to change every time I hear that one.
How about Dr. D. David Schultz?
That's my favorite.
Slap her around the world.
You know what? I'll say this, though. If you have the brand new Wrestling at the Chase coffee table book, this is the day that you want to bring it with you to get autographs in that bad boy. All the legends that are going to be there. Think about that. You have the brand new Wrestling at the Chase coffee table book, and all the legends that are there. Ah, there it is. He's holding it up. Yes, bring it with you Saturday night, man. Fill that bad boy up with all the autographs of all the legends going to be there. And then also all the SICW stars that are in that book. Flip to that page. Let's see that page real quick. It's in the back. Show it.
I gotta find it. I'll find it.
Do it. Do it, Ruby.
They say the best for last.
Oh, there we go. I found it.
There you go. Bring that book and
I need
have
one of
all
those
your
books
favorite
saved. I want
SICW
that book
stars
so
sign
bad.
it.
Let's see.
Yep, it is a must-have.
You see, Hold on here. I gotta look and see. Texan. Oh yeah, Texan, you're in here. So after I throw you over the top, I'll ask you to sign my book. How's that?
Remember, Rudy, I have a picture of me picking you up for a body slam. So I don't think you ever picked me up yet, but we all know that I can pick you up and throw you over that rope.
Hey guys, really, I just want to reiterate again that book that Rick just held up there is really stirred a lot of interest. I mean, there's some other events that's taking place, going to be throughout the St. Louis area. I was at a meeting today at the St. Louis Historical Society. There's going to be an event there. At the big library, that book is just, we all know Larry Matisek wrote his first book at Wrestling at the Chase, and it was a great book. This one here is full of hundreds and hundreds of photos. And like I said, I'm just so honored that SICW was a part of it. And I think it just shows that us carrying on the tradition that we are pays off. And we haven't even talked about the film that's being made. It will be out early March or April. On those 4 little words, Wrestling at the Chase. They've already started filming different individuals that I've taken to them, and I think it's going to be it's a PBS film that's going to be out, and that's going to be really exciting too.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for that to come out as well. I know there's been already.
And in fact, there may be some of the film crew at the show Saturday night filming some of the action there. So everybody.
You mean they can film? They can film me throwing Texan and Ruby over the top rope in the Battle Royal? That's fantastic.
Man, if you can lift us up, you deserve to be in that film.
Oh my.
Good to know.
Hey guys, I'm going to have to cut it short though. I'm going to bow out. I know there's some more that's probably going to come in, but I'm going to head out for a minute. All right?
All right, Texan. If we'll see you Saturday, one way or the other. So
go feed that horse.
I'll see you, yes.
Go feed that horse.
Oh, wait, Bodine?
Right. Bodine.
Bodine.
Side of beef Bodine. I can't believe I found a good name for him.
Side of beef.
Man, I'm telling you, you couldn't find anyone more. Yep, for real. Giving Texan his due, you can't find a guy more tough, like pound for pound, than Texan. Like that guy right there, he's a mountain of a man. And I don't know if you've seen him throw a lariat, but that guy has torn heads off with his arm.
I've heard about it.
Right. Oh, you guys see it in person.
Oh my.
Is Kowalski in a desert or something? Like he's just still.
Yeah, I know. There's still not in Kansas anymore kind of deal. Yeah. Kind of a whirlwind.
Well, guys, I'll do a little quick plug here for the Ace Wrestling Academy. If you're inspiring to get into professional wrestling, if you ever want to be a pro wrestler, a manager, a referee, Cowboy Bob Orton Jr.'s Wrestling School, the Ace Wrestling Academy is for you. We're open every Tuesday and Thursday night from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. You can reach out to Herb Simmons or myself by Facebook and get started today. Join the Ace Wrestling Academy. Cowboy Bob Orton's Hall of Famer of the WWE. Learn from the best and become the best at the Ace Wrestling Academy.
Awesome. All right.
That was a good plug. That was a good plug.
That is a very good plug. Yes.
Very good plug.
Learn from the best. Multiple Hall of Famer, Cowboy Bob Orton. So yeah, reach out. Reach out if you want to get in the business. You want to start at the top, and everything else will fall in place as your years in wrestling. So absolutely. So appreciate that, Sean. So good luck at your match against Billy McNeil, and I think that this time, I think you may come out on top with that. I think I have some good confidence in you that it's about time for Sean Vincent to take the victory in a big show like this.
Ooh. Again, it's a pleasure to be in the ring with Billy. Anybody who's ever had fought Billy McNeil, they know that it's not an easy night. You have to earn that win. And yeah, I think my chances are pretty good. Like I said, no one knows Billy Neil better than I do. We've known each other for over 2 decades. And this Saturday night at the Belle Clair Fairgrounds, thank God that ceiling is over 40 feet high, because if you've never seen Billy Neil in the ring, he is high flying. He's the definition of high flying, and he's definitely going to take flight that night.
Oh yeah, for certain, absolutely. Yeah, so I mean that's going to be. I mean, the sky's the limit for Billy McNeil, so you have to watch out for that aerial attack. That's for sure. So let's see here. I think I think Kowalski's having some trouble trying to get on here, and I'm trying to find a way that we can get him on. So
have him call in.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have him do that. Hold on here. Let's see. See if he can. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I think I know how I can do it. I have to look for an attachment, guys, and then I'll. I gotta see if I have that attachment here first, and I can see what I can do. That's crazy. I should have been more prepared.
Because here at Falls Count everywhere, we are always prepared for every occasion and every unique situation.
Yeah.
You're a Libra, aren't you, darling?
Yeah, there ain't no way I'm.
Yes, actually I am.
Yes, I am. Well, yes, I am. Yeah, so I think he's having trouble trying to join on with his video feed. I think I might have to try to get him in as a voice call, but here's the thing, though. If I use my phone to do the messenger call, I need a special attachment in order for that to work. And I forgot where that one is at. Let's see. So, Z, I'm just going to say, Z, with all the matches that you've heard so far, what do you think is going to be the, I mean, as far as like the best match that, I mean, we already know what the, the main event's going to be bloody as all get out, but is there any other match that really kind of stands out to you here? Because I was kind of also going to announce Jayson Breed's match, who's going to be taking on Jake Law, who's a former USA Championship Wrestling heavyweight champion as well. So, I think he's been
well. As a tag team guy, like as a fan of the tag team world, I'm very excited to see the Professionals versus the Rock and Roll Express. Rock and Roll Express, they live up to their name. They like to party. They like to, get down and jiggy with after the matches happen. But they are no slouches in that ring, and they're still in 2021. They are still throwing down, damn it, like they're back in the day. So you can't count them out. And I know I've been finally since we had Sean on here the last time, you guys told me about that great TV tapings of the SICW. I watch every Sunday now, so I've been getting a little studying in and watching you guys and enjoying the great show Explosion. And the Professionals, they're pretty crisp. So I'm highly excited for that tag team match because I am a tag team fan first and foremost. And then the Battle Royale, I'm stoked on the Battle Royale. Royal Rumbles have always been kind of my favorite thing, or the Royal Rumble, the World War III. So the Battle Royales is somewhere I like to see that chaos. I like to see that hecticness and who's going to come out on top and who's going to partner up for this little bit or who's going to turn on this guy. That stuff's fun to me. You can't make that a story. It just happens, and it's beautiful. It's artwork in the ring.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? I got to talk about the Kowalski versus Jerry King Lawler match, actually. I was in Tennessee for Burt Press a few months ago, and I got to watch Jerry King Lawler take on Rhino in a one-on-one match. And now you would think, wow, Rhino, ECW, there's no way in hell Jerry Lawler is going to win. And sure enough, he hit Rhino with that 1, 2, 3. I thought for sure Rhino had Jerry Lawler's number. And here we are, Kowalski versus Jerry the King Lawler. All right?
The King's no slouch there.
Jerry Lawler would have no chance. Right. I would say Jerry Lawler had no chance in hell of beating Kowalski. But after watching Jerry Lawler defeat the man-beast, Rhino, I'd say Kowalski, dude. I would not count your chickens before they're hatched. I would definitely not underestimate the king.
Yeah.
And like some other great legends of his time, he's not afraid to go around the bush a couple times and do a little, thumb of the eye or a nice little eye rake or anything to get himself a little bit of advantage either. So Jerry Lawler he's one tough SOB still.
Hey guys, I watched Jerry Lawler at the Omen Arena in Tennessee take on our great friend Terry Funk. And
Yeah.
I mean, what a match that was. And, when you got two legends like that in the ring, it was a jam-packed Omen Arena. And Jerry Lawler, as you just said, will do whatever. He ended up using the fireball.
Yeah.
So, see?
Yeah, that's
got to watch him.
He's not afraid. He's not afraid to make somebody kiss his feet. He's kissing feet too, but.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, guys, guess what? If the video don't work, we got a way of doing audio. Ladies and gentlemen, on the phone with us is actually the 450-pound monster, Kowalski. Kowalski, how you doing, man?
Finally working.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, bud.
I can hear you.
Yep. Okay, yeah. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring you over. And let me just make sure that you can hear me as well.
I can hear you.
Okay. Z, go and say hi to Kowalski.
How you doing, Kowalski? How you doing, sir?
Fed.
There you go.
That's a plus.
So we've been
plus size.
Yeah. So we've been talking quite a bit here. We've actually got Herb Simmons on the feed with us. We got the SICW ambassador Sean Vincent with us. So we've been having many takes, at different angles on your match with Jerry the King Lawler here. So we're just kind of interested on how your plan, how your game plan is coming along for this match, and when Saturday hits, how focused are you with just what is your plan of attack with when you see Jerry Lawler across the ring?
There is no game plan. It isn't different for anybody. I come in there, do the same thing every time to every person.
So that means
it means I'm going to give Jerry Lawler the beating of his life.
Wow.
Guys, I'm telling you right now, I can tell the tones and how he sounds. I don't think this dude's playing. I really don't. And Kowalski, I also know here too, because we've also just had breaking news here that you have actually expressed interest to Herb Simmons, and you said that you want part of this 20-man 2-ring over the top battle royal as well. So
absolutely.
So you've got, there's a lot of guys that are going to be gunning to win that thing and be the new first ever SICW Central States champion. So,
I've heard him talking.
Yeah.
All I heard was a lot of guys talking for about an hour of which order I'm going to throw them out of the ring.
All right.
Ooh, big words. Big words.
I can respect that.
I would just like to remind everybody that for 2 years straight, I had a body slam challenge that not one person could accomplish a body slam on me. So much so that they quit trying.
I believe it. I do. I was not around during that time, but with a guy your size, you had to have. I thought maybe I heard that Billy McNeil was pretty close to doing that, but
close doesn't mean anything.
like in horseshoes and hand grenades, I'm sure. But yeah, I don't think Jerry's going to be in line trying to slam you. But the man's been in the business a long time. He's been a manipulator. He's been. This is a guy who's dealt with. With multiple injuries, he's dealt with. He's noted around the world, and now you're in here, and you're going to try to put a stop to Jerry Lawler for good.
Well, absolutely. Let's just break it down for a minute.
Sure.
Jerry Lawler is obviously a legend. He's been wrestling longer than I've been alive. He's also been retired almost as long as I've been working.
Okay. There you go. So,
I mean, how many other legends do you want to run down that I've beaten while I've been in SICW? How many wins do I have over Ron Powers, Flash Flanagan, Cowboy Bob Orr? I mean, pick one.
yeah, I know you're right.
Now, hang on. Oh, wait. See, that's the arrogance right there that's going to cause your fall. It doesn't matter how many wins you have. It's how many wins you're going to have that night. Who you're standing across the ring, who you're going to face. You're facing Jerry the King Lawler. That name right there might not strike fear in your heart, but that man has pinned legends upon legends. You named off Ron Powers, you named off Cowboy Bob Orr, and that's fantastic. Those are great, little notches in your belt. But this is Jerry the King Lawler, WWE Hall of Famer, pal. And if you walk in there with that attitude of, I'm just gonna have it like any other match. I'm just gonna do what I do and smash and destroy. Well, right there, you've already lost the match. I saw this guy face the man beast Rhino in Tennessee, and there you go. Everybody thought for sure, that's going to be a career killer for old Jerry Lawler, a rap. And he pinned him 1, 2, 3 like he was just another worker, brother. So let me tell you right now, you keep that attitude going where you think he's just going to be just an easy stepping stone for you, and that stepping stone's got the green moss on. You're going to slip, you're going to fall, and you're going to get pinned.
I had that same attitude last time we got in the ring, Vincent. And I think we know how that went.
Whoops. Okay.
You know what? Yeah, all right. You want to talk about that? You want to talk about the TV? Yeah, fine. Yeah, you did get a win over the ambassador, Sean Benson. Yeah, that's absolutely true. You know what? I'm humble enough, unlike you, to admit that I lost. Absolutely. You are a mountain of a man. It was like facing Godzilla. All right. It was just, but it is what it is. But I'm no Jerry Lawler.
I don't know. It sounds like you're making a case for my win against Jerry Lawler, if you ask me. How many times does Godzilla lose?
King Kong beat him. Actually,
I just
no, he's right.
referred to you as Godzilla.
Whoops, sorry. It is right.
I mean, how many times does Godzilla lose? It's called the movie Godzilla for a reason. This is my time. Jerry Lawler's time is long past. This is my time. I'm going to beat Jerry Lawler, and then I'm going to win the belt in the two-man battle royal. Like, it's not cocky. It's just what it is.
Wow.
I mean, not to throw shade or anything at anybody, but Jerry Lawler lost to The Miz on TV, too. So, like, Kowalski can totally win.
Another point.
Right.
I've never had my own foot in my mouth.
Here's what I'm fearing, though. If everybody knows, Jerry's been around for a long time. But let's look at today, 2021. The man's been in the ring, he's been in the business, 51 years now? I mean, come on. If we have to do the math, I mean, Jerry Lawler is at that point where he could possibly get very hurt in this match.
It's not possibly. It's going to happen. The only way I don't win the two-man battle royal is if I beat him so bad I get arrested beforehand.
Ooh.
Wow. There may be some authority figures on this because this is going to be, and I'm not, of course, I'm not saying this to scare anybody, but here's the thing, there's going to be a large crowd there. There's going to be many legends there, and you cannot forget about the main event of King Haku and Attila Khan in a no disqualification match. That's
why I'm confident that I'm going to get away with it. Because they're going to be so preoccupied, the security, with trying to mitigate that match and get ready for it, they're not going to have time to worry about me beating on Jerry Lawler.
Wow. So
you can't argue with that.
I have to ask this because I know your affiliation regarding with Curtis Wylde, because it was also announced tonight that myself and Curtis Wylde will be teaming to go against Big Texan and Flash Flanagan. So once me and Curtis Wylde get done with our thing, and we know we're gonna walk straight back to the locker room with our heads held high, is Curtis Wylde planning on being down at ringside?
Well, I would say that's purely speculation at this point, but I wouldn't be surprised if he showed up. I mean, we're friends, right? I mean, it wouldn't be weird to come out and cheer your friend on whenever they're out there in a huge match like that, would it?
That's a fair statement. 100%.
Fair. I think it's pretty fair.
But also, let's make this fact known as well, that Kowalski is not going to need any help from Curtis Wylde to do what he's going to do to Jerry.
That doesn't mean he can't be out there.
No, I think we need to remember that the relationship between me and Curtis Wylde is I help Curtis. I don't need help from Curtis. I am the help.
Aha. Gotcha.
Curtis is just the cheerleader. That's what I'm getting out of this.
I would just say a friend that is there to encourage his other friend.
I mean, that's still technically a cheerleader.
You just listen to yourself. Now you're saying that I'm tagging with the cheerleader in my match come Saturday.
He can be a badass cheerleader. Leave him alone.
He's going to be a badass cheerleader. My Lord. Wow. I don't think I've
All right. Time out. Stop. So anyway, long and short of it, obviously Kowalski is full of himself, and it's going to be his downfall this Saturday when he faces Jerry Lawler in the ring. All right, I can't wait to see it. It's another great match alongside the Attila Khan match. It's going to be fantastic. The whole night, the two-ring battle royal, me versus Bill McNeil. Talk about a jam-packed night of action that you won't want to miss at the Belle Clair Fairgrounds in Belleville, Illinois. Love your guys' show. Thank you for having me on. I'm actually on Peace Out now. See you guys Saturday. And to Kowalski, good luck. To Ruby, good luck. And I'll be accepting your guys' handshakes after I win the Overtop Battle Royal.
Okay. And yeah, I will be getting your autograph. Okay.
Oh, look at no response. He leaves with no response. I hope.
Yeah,
I hope you
cuts
both
out.
destroy him.
He's always got to have the last word, don't he? Damn Canadians.
I mean, if I was him, I'd run from that statement too.
Right. Yeah.
Z-Miz has one thing I want to say.
Hasn't
win.
Vincent had a string of losses? Like, isn't he on a losing streak?
I think so, yeah.
Yes, he is.
So why does he think that in the hardest match he's going to have in months, he's somehow going to pull it out if he couldn't pull out the easy ones?
Ooh. And he already left. He can't even. Good. I high five. I'm going to high five myself for you, Kowalski, because I like.
Well, he keeps blaming it on his partners. I don't see them hanging their heads down, getting losses. They seem to be getting wins without him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his tag matches that he has. I mean, obviously, he had Jayson Breed at one point,
And look what he's doing.
Yeah, Breed went and tagged with Flash Flanagan. Now they're tag team champions. So
Tag team champ. So obviously he wasn't the weak link.
Wow.
The more I hear Kowalski talk, the more I become a fan. I'm sorry, Ruby. I'm gonna have to switch. Maybe I'm gonna have to switch sides and go with Kowalski on this one.
I'm not really advocating to have anybody cheer for me on this battle royal because I can't really rely on that because the only person I'm going to have to rely on is myself, and that's what 19 other people are going to have to think that as well. Kowalski will have to think that as well. It's just the way it is. I mean, like I said, I'll say it again. You can't use the word alliances in this in this type of match because you don't know who you're going to have an alliance with to try supposedly to get one person out because they might psych you out. And it's happened before, and I've been on the positive side on that where I fooled somebody and I threw them out. Will it happen again? I don't know. Will it happen again? I can't tell you. You're going to have to come down Saturday at the Belle Clair Fairgrounds to see for yourself. Z-Miz will be there with his entire family. Watching this, and I'm
gonna be rooting for hopefully a big flapjack with Sean Vince in the middle with you and Kowalski just belly bumping, slapping.
Yeah, we can make that happen.
Yeah,
make it happen for me. I'll cheer.
It can happen.
He's already got a big Texan ticked off, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, you got a combination of over 1,100 pounds coming at him at one time. He's going to wish he's never said anything. So,
I think he should take some of his own advice.
yeah, I mean,
I said that to
Humble
him earlier.
pie.
I so said that to him earlier.
yeah, but I will say this though, you know, I mean, as much as I respect Jerry Lawler for what he's done in the business, that I guess I'm going to be excited to see him. I want to see him try to see him during the meet and greet, because when that bell rings and he has this match with Kowalski, I'm not really positive he's going to be feeling so good after that.
Well, I would like to clear it up that it isn't disrespect for Jerry Lawler that is making me hurt him. It's the respect I have for Jerry Lawler that's making me going to destroy that man. I know he's dangerous. I know he's a little older, but that doesn't mean anything except experience. Obviously, like Vincent said, he just got done beating Rhino. Like Rhino's a slouch? I don't think so. So I know better than to take this lightly, but I know that Jerry Lawler has taken me lightly, and that's his mistake, and it's going to get him hurt. Very, very hurt.
Yeah, that I understand, and you know, I mean, all I could say for for Jerry Lawler is he even Herb said himself earlier tonight that when Jerry wanted to come down to here, he wanted a match against a big man. He could have chosen.
And I also remember Herb saying that when he showed him my picture, that Jerry Lawler started to have reservations, which is the proper response that he should have when facing Kowalski.
Well, he said, "Give me the biggest man you got," and obviously Kowalski, I think in my, I think it's positive. At least as a positive, with respect to you, you are the biggest man that SICW has. You know,
that's why they keep calling him Big Texan, and he doesn't look that big to me.
I mean, he's tall and he's
not tall. I mean, so is Manute Bowl, but I mean, what does that do?
So is Manute Bowl.
Who you gonna put your money on between me or Manute Bowl?
You?
Yeah, I'll have to take his legs out. There's nothing to that guy.
I mean,
just because you're tall, I don't mean nothing. I'm also 6'4".
Yeah, well, Manute Bowl is like 7'6", but he's like Twigs now. So I mean,
he's a twig.
He's a twig. Twigs break easy.
Yeah, my dinner was bigger.
My dinner was bigger. That's classic. Wow, man. I'm just, as much as we talked about here tonight, first off with the professionals, with Mauler McDarby being on, talking for the professionals.
Classy individual.
Yeah. I mean, he's the sound. I think him and Sean. I mean, they really have a game plan. They really do, and
they always have a game plan. There's never a moment when those two are in the ring where they don't have a game plan. That's how they work. I can respect that. It's not my style, but it works for them. It obviously works for them.
And also, I mean, the Rock and Roll Express are going to be really surprised come Saturday.
Oh, I guarantee it.
They're going to be very surprised. It's like I know that Jerry Lawler is going to be very surprised when he meets you. I mean, he thinks.
You mean he's going to be surprised when he wakes up?
Oh, right. Yeah. After
the next day.
Then maybe. It might be a week. It might be. It just really depends on how long it takes security to get there.
Oh, right. And oh my gosh, I mean, like you said, we've talked about Attila Khan and King Haku. And then
that's gonna be a match right there.
I think all of us are gonna be kind of
burn that place down.
Yeah, I mean,
and see, that's another reason why I have to turn up the violence in my match, because I don't want people to forget what I'm going to do to Jerry Lawler when they see Haku and Attila.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I have to be extra brutal. Otherwise, they're not even going to remember the beat I put on that man.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I mean, you're going to have, I mean, there's going to be multiple, I mean, there's a variety of different styles of matches that are coming your way. But, I mean, they're big time matches, and you got Technically Sound with Billy McNeil and Sean Vincent. You've got tag team match, classic tag teams. Also another one, with Gary Jackson and Gil Rogers versus Ken Costa and Chris Hargis, both teams former tag team champions. That's going to be pretty. Travis Cook is going to have a busy night. My only wonder here is Travis Cook going to be, how close Travis Cook is going to be at ringside in that main event? Because I think
I wouldn't get too close if I was him.
No, I know, because if he gets too close to Haku's going to end up whacking him. He don't care. He knows who Travis Cook is. I think
Haku hitting Travis Cook would be nicer than the other things he could do to him. Like if he slapped that Tongan death grip on a Travis Cook, I'd rather get hit by Haku than Tongan death grip.
Oh man.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question on that. If Travis gets hit, isn't that going to set Attila off more to where, like, who knows what else that man's going to be able to do?
That's just going to have to be a button that might have to get pushed to see what happens.
That's fair.
Who knows? That might be part of Travis's game plan. He's got some plans of his own. You never know what he knows.
Right.
Make himself an intentional martyr just to give Attila that extra push over the edge. It's not a bad plan if you ask me.
It definitely makes sense, yeah. It definitely sets up a good groundwork for the rest of the match and the violence that Attila can. I've been in the locker room of Attila. That's a scary man. So
I don't know. I'm just going to sit back and just kind of see how things are going to go down. But just want to remind everybody that Attila Khan is the classic champion for a reason, and it's been in the stars for quite a bit. And because eventually the War Machine was champion, but thanks to Jayson Breed, he got unmasked a few weeks ago and found out it wasn't Attila Khan. So,
and see, I think that makes Attila that much more dangerous, because up until that point, everyone thought that he was just some dumb monster being led around by Travis Cook. But obviously, there's something going on up there if he had the wherewithal to pull that, how long was it? A year and a half? At least a year facade. So obviously there's something cooking behind that bloody beard. So I think that's going to be something that people have to start thinking about, is that he's not just a brute. So I think that might, I don't know who to put my money on, to be honest.
Right.
The fans,
if it was anybody else but Attila, I'd go with Haku. But Attila, man, I don't know. It's probably not going to be till the night of till I put my money down.
My next question here is, and we're thinking past the fairgrounds. We're thinking past Saturday. And what's next for Kowalski? After your match with Joey Lawler, are you going to have your sights set on possibly the Classic Championship?
Well, it's a possibility, but if I already have the championship from winning the Battle Royal, I don't know if I'll need 2 belts.
You don't want to be 2-belt Kowalski?
If it makes me more money, I'm down.
Right. If it makes you more money, right.
If it makes me more money, I'm down. I don't really. Here's the thing that most people don't understand. I really don't care about the belts. That's nice if I get one. I'm here to hurt some people and get paid. So if that gets me a belt, that's great. If it doesn't, as long as I get paid and I get to hit people, I'm okay with that.
Wow. So
personal accolades mean nothing to me. This is business.
Yeah. Well, the business.
That's why Curtis pays me to help him win. Do you think that I couldn't go? Like, if I helped Curtis to win that belt, you don't think I could have went and won it myself?
Yeah, true. Very true.
Good point.
So, the belt means nothing to me. That's something other people need. I don't need that. I need money and outlet. And that's what this is.
But the championship could mean, any championship could mean more money for you, too.
That's why I said if it led to more money, I'm down. Or maybe it's just a nice byproduct of getting more money. I wouldn't turn it down, but it's not my ultimate goal. I'm just here to have some fun, beating the crap out of people.
and I think that everybody they want to as far as with the name Kowalski in the Midwest and in the SICW, they want to make sure. Well, I'm sure you want to make sure that people don't forget your name as far as one of uh, the biggest big men and towering. I mean, as far as the more one of the more dominant big men in the Midwest, with everything that you've done, and you've got a lot, and everybody's got a lot more work to do, and I'm sure you've got a lot more goals ahead of you as well.
I really wish that the idiot fans in SICW could learn that my name is Kowalski. That would make my day.
Well, I think if they don't know you by now, I don't know where they're looking.
Oh, they know me, but they continue calling me by that name that isn't my name, that I refuse to speak. And they continue to do it because they know it bugs me. And one day it's going to backfire on them too.
Well, I'm definitely not going to ask what it is. I'll just listen to the crowd if they're going to chant it again, and I'm definitely not going to get it out of you. I don't.
Oh, they're idiots. They're going to chant it. That's what idiots do. They repeat things they've heard.
I know parents repeat that stuff too. So I mean, it's like a bunch of
Yeah, and they're still flopping around, pooping on the ground instead of living civilized and eating filet mignon every night. So I don't know if I'd use parrots as a monocle for anything.
Wow. Wow. Goodness.
I like this guy.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this guy does. Like I said before, he does not have when he prepares to come to battle. When he comes to the ring, he doesn't have to say much. His actions speak a lot for inside the ring, and his actions speak for everything. And he dominates. And I really feel sorry for Joey Lawler. To be honest.
It's usually the loudest people in the room are the ones you have to worry about the least. They're being loud for a reason.
Yeah.
It's usually because they're soft. I think Teddy Roosevelt said it best, walk softly but carry a big stick.
Yep.
You don't have to be loud to be powerful. The louder you are, you're just masking your insecurities and your weaknesses, and I see right through that.
Oh, I know.
I think we had a great example of that earlier when Vincent had to have the last word before he left.
Oh yeah, hurry up and get off the phone.
Yeah, he dipped quick.
Yeah, he sure did.
I would too. I would too if I was him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so with anybody watching this show tonight, and if you had to send a message to either the fans or to Jerry Lawler, what would that message be?
Well, I could wrap that up in one statement to both of them. On the 30th at the fairgrounds, make sure you show up to see the burial of Jerry Lawler. That's it.
Mic drop.
Boo. Right. Yeah. So, I'll tell you what, man. I'm really getting excited as this day is approaching. It's going to be very hard to try to keep my composure on the level to where I don't, freak out. Or I wouldn't say freak out, but I don't want to be too nervous either. So.
Oh no, it's like being 5 years old and it's Christmas Eve. I get what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
Like Friday night, I'm going to have to try to find a way to force myself to go to sleep because I'm just going to be sitting there thinking about which bone I might break of Jerry Lawler's, or a black eye, or maybe the nose, or I know he's got all them nice white teeth. I might knock a couple of them out. So I mean, it's going to be really hard to lay there and just go to bed on Friday night.
Yeah, you can know the partials, right? The man doesn't have any white natural teeth. Kind of like Diamond Dallas Page, you don't have any white natural teeth.
I didn't say they were natural. I just said nice white teeth.
Nice white teeth.
If they all come out at once, that makes it even easier for me.
Wow. Wow. Oh,
that was looking great.
That is funny. That is was really fun. Oh man, but I'll tell you what, Kowalski, I appreciate you coming on here. There's big night.
It's not a problem, brother.
And it's going to be a big night for a lot of people. There are going to be a lot of people doing double duty after their match, either their match and then getting in that 20-man 2-ring over the top battle royal, with the winner claiming themselves as the new Central States heavyweight champion. And even though I'm in that match too, I do want to wish you luck. I know you probably don't need luck, but as out of respect, I'm going to get, because I did the same to Texan and anybody else that was in there, even with Vincent. But like I said, when this broadcast ends, like I said, come Friday or tomorrow, we're going to be putting our game faces on, and we're going to.
I agree. And without trying to sound like too much of an asshole, with all due respect, there's 2 rings in that battle royal. I would recommend staying in the one that I am not in.
There you go. Absolutely. Well, Kowalski, thank you very much for joining us here on the Showdown, and have the fans come see you out on a Saturday, and going to see a match that they're never going to forget.
That's right.
All right, man. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it very much.
Not a problem. See you guys Saturday.
All right,
Have a good one, sir.
Man, I'll tell you. I'm excited. I mean, I really am. Really am excited on what's going to happen. Come Saturday, man.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, I just I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know.
Hey, Rick, this is Herb. You still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I got to get off of here. I got about 4 more hours of work to get done, but I want to just thank you guys once again for doing this tonight. We really appreciate the help and the support. You guys went out of your way to do this, and I can't thank you enough for helping support this thing.
It was a blast, and it was our pleasure.
Yeah, like I said, Z will be there. I'll be there, and we're just looking forward. In about, I guess about what? We're on a countdown, maybe about 44 hours from now, or 43 hours from now, those doors are going to open, and we're going to have a great time. So I'm looking forward to it, man.
I mean, yeah, well, like I said, it's going to be a great time for all of us, and I'm excited about it. And I know you better be there because you got a big match, and I just when I say a big match, it's a big one, as you guys have all been talking about tonight, and I appreciate those guys taking time to call in. I know they're all pumped up for it, and the fans are going to be the one that are going to be on the winning side of this night. I can tell you, it's just going to be off the chart.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like I said, thank you. Yeah, thanks again for hopping on, and we're looking forward to it, man.
Very good. Appreciate it. Good night, guys.
All right. Good night.
Have a good one.
Okay. All right. So that's gonna. Well,
just you and me now, buddy.
Yeah, it's just you and I. We're gonna wind this thing down. Man, we had a lot of stuff to talk about, but I know Herb came on early, and we're back to another platform now. That was something else.
That was wild,
man. Well, I tell you what, I know Kowalski doesn't really say much at all, but when you give him a chance to say something, he is really, really crafty with his words. I'll tell you that. And I'm going to say that the man doesn't need to talk too much. And like I said, I really fear for Jerry Lawler. I really do. It's going to be something.
I can't wait to see this match from front to back. Like, from what Herb said, you've said, Sean Vincent said, like all the matches that got put out there, I'm super ecstatic to be able to be there, be a fan, soak this in, watch one of my buddies, hopefully, and I still have my money on you, actually, like 100%. Like, I want to see you come out with that title, buddy. I want to see that title sitting right there when we come on these podcasts together. So it's going to be a great show, and I think we need to just have a good time and watch people beat each other's asses.
Oh yeah, I mean it's all in this. For me, it's all in the spirit of competition, of sport. Like I said, professional wrestling to me is a sport, and I take it very seriously. And come Saturday, I will definitely be serious, especially with the stars that are lined up in that building. My A game needs to be on with like never before. And in my 25th year of the business, I've never been on a card this start with all these stars lined up. And 2021 is definitely a year to be remembered for certain. And I can't wait. Yeah, I mean, I just really can't wait how everything's going to go down. But we'll touch back up on this. But one thing I wanted to kind of talk about, and you've been posting some things here with We Talk Wrestling. Man, just out of left field yesterday was Ring of Honor.
Yes, shutting down the doors, and well, they're finishing out dates. If I'm correct.
Yeah, they're finishing out the rest of 2021,
and then June 1st or January 1st, it's done. Everybody's out of contract. They did just announce. It's not announced 100% yet, but there are speculations that several people got signed to AEW. Which were like the Briscoes, Danhauser, Brody. I can't remember some of the other ones, but like Castle, I think was another one. Like some great talent. So I have a feeling that we're going to see people start following in other areas. I don't know what's going on. What happened? I have my hunchies, and once again, it's all speculation. I don't know, Dick. I'm just a guy that sits in his basement and talks about wrestling.
I know you don't sit all day.
No. I sit upstairs. I'm traveling, doing other things when I see stuff. But with that being said, there is some rumors between the wrestling talk firms and stuff that Tony might have bought ROH. It's a possibility. Like, it's not out of the world of realms of possibilities. And if they're going to reopen it as maybe a secondary thing, who knows? But I am curious to see what 2020 brings us now with wrestling because of this, and with SICW coming up and doing their stuff. Like, it's a pretty good time to be a fan of professional wrestling. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Hope makes kind of a good possibility here that COVID probably took them out without making sales of live shows. Well,
I mean, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I mean, what do you do? I mean, with COVID shutting a lot of things down. I mean, business is down, and now it's affected a promotion that's run for many years. The only thing I hope that out of all this, if Ring of Honor does go away, one man that they need to bring on who's grew up here in this area and has been basically doing their booking and has got a great mind for things is Delirious.
Yes. Yes.
Delirious needs to be on board with AEW, and I'll definitely make something for that.
I mean,
the only thing if they bring over a good handful of talent from ROH, here's my fear, because I like the way that AEW has its mix right now.
Right.
Because the reason why I kind of not really want to watch ROH that much, because it seems like they have too many guys that are doing so many aerial attacks and they're doing unnecessary flips. To me, I mean, that's me, and it's not because I'm a fat guy and I can't do that stuff, but the whole thing is just the way that the psychology plays, and I hope that not too much of that gets in the AEW mix, and I hope that it doesn't go too far beyond to where that sometimes AEW is looking like ROH with too many flippy flops, because they've got some good solid guys in there that are very technically sound, guys that do power moves, and I just hope that I just hope that AEW still has a strong appeal with its mix of talent.
I mean, I agree, and another one of those stars that were rumored to be assigned to AEW was Jay Lethal was another one. So like, that's gonna be another great guy to have in there that has that. The nice thing about Jay Lethal is he's a smaller guy. He does the flips and slips and stuff, but he's very technical in the ring too, and he puts a flip where he needs to, but then at the same time, it's ground mat, it's working those holds and stuff. So I think having some of those guys like Jay Lethal, like Castle, like Brody, in there in AEW really is going to help some of the guys that may use too much of the aerial tactics in AEW, because I still think AEW does a lot more flips than they need to be anyway. But I'm not a big fan of the flips and tricks. So I'm more of a ground and beat guy. I do like guys like Jungle Boy. I think Jungle Boy has a good head on his shoulder when it comes to how he does his aerials and stuff. So, I mean, the world of possibilities in wrestling just have gotten so big. And I'd like to see some of these guys and girls go to Impact actually too. I'd love to see some of these guys and girls to fall into Impact world, because I think Impact could be a great standing point. And now they really are kind of that third company now in in USA. So with those three companies, with AEW, Impact, and WWE, we'll see how things fall. And NWA is doing pretty good too, for what I've been watching.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit. Just one thing about Bound for Glory, because one lady that was behind a lot of NWA 73 for the Empower pay-per-view and with the All Women's pay-per-view, goes and marches into Bound for Glory and gets another Knockouts title victory, and is now the current Knockouts champion. That's Mickie James. So now you've got Impact still. Now Impact is really trying to make its mix, not just with AEW, but now they're trying to mix with NWA.
So
you know,
go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, because it's interesting how those three companies are going to mesh with talent with one another with that.
Well, the nice thing I think with what they're doing is they're only doing like a little bit. They're not doing like full bore. You know, they're not going. You know, AEW and Impact supposedly have broke ties for a little bit. They're not, you know, with Christian Cage losing the title to Josh Alexander, and then losing to Moose, which is to me was awesome. I'm kind of bad because I'm a huge Josh Alexander fan. So I was kind of hoping the weapon would keep it. But Moose is kind of cool, I guess. But that was all a cool aspect, and we'll just see how it all plays out. I love being a wrestling fan right now with everything that's going on, and how WWE is starting to kind of change their gears a little bit. I mean, it's not going to change much. It's WWE, but still, you know, I hold out hope for them, and I want to see them succeed. I don't want to see anyone in wrestling fail. So I just like being a wrestling fan still.
Yeah, if anything else, I will try to go back on Hulu to watch Halloween Havoc.
Very good, actually.
For Tommaso Ciampa and Brock Breaker.
I enjoyed the match.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty good. And like I said, I just got to get the color scheme like out of my head, vision-wise out of my head. But I started watching Halloween Havoc back on Tuesday, but that was Halloween Havoc 89. That was Halloween Havoc 90. So you know, I had to try to get myself in the mood, and I'll start doing that for Survivor Series too. And you know, after we get in November, and then of course I'm still going to go back and also go through old Starcades as well. I mean, because that's just me. Which I was at Starcade 90 with
nice.
my dad. You know, with my dad, that was my first. That was actually my first ever pay-per-view attended show. With that,
mine was Judgment Day.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, let's see, 1990, 2007. Yeah, I'm not showing my age at all, am I?
My first wrestling event was, I can't remember what. I think it was like in O'Fallon, Missouri. Some podunk like fair thing, and I don't remember what the promotion was. My dad's like, they're doing wrestling, let's go, and he took me there, and I was like, this ain't what is this?
I was gonna say, hopefully it's not Full Throttle Wrestling or Midwest Powerhouse Wrestling.
I was like thinking it was gonna be WCW or WWE. And it was not either of those. I'm like, I don't know any of these dudes. But thanks to my father on that part, I became a huge fan of the indie world. So, like, indie wrestling became my where I spent most of my time. And allowed me to watch Samoa Joe come up and CM Punk and Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson again. Like, so it was great that I got to watch all these guys develop, and then I got into this world, and I really hope, and I know you're probably not one of those fans of the comedy wrestling. I really hope
not a lot of it.
I really hope Danhausen got signed by AEW and we start seeing him pop up, because I think he would be a great fun addition to like feud with the Dark Order on things. Or like I enjoy a little comedy wrestling. I'm sorry, I enjoy that little aspect of it, and you know, it's my pleasure.
Yeah. Maybe if it's some comedy during the promos, okay.
Oh yeah, not during the matches per se.
That's where it gets me. If there's too much comedy in the matches, that's when, like, will you stop being a dumbass and just freaking start wrestling for once? Because
like even back in the day, like WCW, two of my favorite wrestlers, and people, I guarantee you now that people are going to know this, because I don't think I've ever told anyone this. Two of my favorite wrestlers in WCW were Disco Inferno and Alex Wright.
Oh,
I love those guys. They were the bomb to me. They were so much fun. Yeah.
Disco I liked, on occasion, yeah. And it was kind of like, oh God, here's this guy, man.
When he was trying to become the NWO dude, oh, that stuff was so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I will admit. Yeah, he was kind of funny on some of his stuff. I will admit,
So there's a world for it, and that's one thing I love about AEW, and I know you and I've had this, is there's just like a little bit of everything.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what it needs to be, Vince wants to make it the House of Giants when, I tell you right now, I'm just as tall as half of that roster.
Yeah. And my shout out to Vader from Outside the Ring STL, where he says, Vince, make it make sense.
Right, yeah. It's just like my son's taller than some of those guys. But when you go back and watch Halloween Havoc, if you do go back, please go watch Joe Gacy's stuff. I'm telling you right now, I have a feeling that Joe Gacy is going to be a star within the NXT world. I don't know if he'll go to the main roster and do anything else, but like in the NXT world, I have high hopes for this character and this gimmick. It is so good and so well done, and he's playing like this safe space advocate kind of character where like he's like no violence, but then he gets hit and then he starts just beating people down. Like, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be gold. I love the guy. Love him.
Yeah. My thing is, if you're going to get too strong of a push in NXT, that's fine. I don't see Tommaso Ciampa or Johnny Gargano leaving NXT, because if they go,
they're gatekeepers.
Yeah, for real. If they even go to SmackDown or Raw, then it's going to, and they're going to get deflated, just like And
it's sad because both those guys are super talented.
Yeah. Like I said, there's very few that have been out there, like Charlotte is, she wasn't deflated. Shayna wasn't deflated. But, I think more the women have got more of a push from NXT and everything else. And
100%.
I guess, and I hope it kind of stays that way. But some of the guys, like, who do you know from NXT that really, they did okay in NXT, but then they got the main roster, and then they really just, fluttered them away.
The Shield, Kevin didn't do too bad on the main roster, or Kevin hasn't done too bad on the main roster.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how Kevin is in February next year. Are we going to still call him Kevin Owens, or we're going to be calling him Kevin Steen again?
Dude, I'm one of those people that want to say fight Steen fight. So,
I think he would be much better utilized in here.
And I don't want to see him go to. I don't want to see him go to AEW. I'd rather see him go to like NWA or maybe Impact.
Yeah.
I don't want him. I do agree with people saying that they need to stop going to AEW. Like, I agree with that. I can't wait to see who's going to be the first guy to go from AEW to WWE. Will it be Brian Cage? Like, people keep speculating. Like, who's going to be that person to jump ship? And I want to know who's going to be the first real female to jump ship from one of the companies. Like,
right, yeah.
You know, we always talk about, you know, Ruby Soho was definitely an injection in the women division that AEW needed desperately. And then they have slowly built them a very great roster of female. So, and they're starting to put storyline to it. So I'm just very pleased to see wrestling alive and live strong that I get to share with my kids.
Yeah, I mean, their women's division is coming along very nicely with talent. I mean, with a bunch of talented individuals. I mean, my God. I mean, look, I look at Jade Cargill and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gonna kick my ass every time I try to watch a match.
Okay, she can go away.
Yeah,
I am not a Jade Card, whatever their name is. I'm not a Jade fan.
She'll kick your ass, dude.
What? I mean, if she's kicking my ass, I'm gonna enjoy it because she's not a bad looking woman. So like, I'm not gonna be too mad about that. Like, I want more Red Velvet.
Oh, right, I hear you.
That's who I want more of in the women's in there. Like, I really like Red Velvet. I think she has a great future. Tacante. I know I butchered that, but she's amazing.
Jamie Hayter.
Oh, love her. So they have and the Kushida. Did I say that right? Or Kushida?
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
The Japanese.
Yeah.
I love her. She's amazing. So they have just a great roster. And having Britt be the champion now was a perfect solution. I wouldn't mind Jessica Havoc coming in and being their monster female.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So.
True. Yeah, very true. Very true, man. But man, we can go on forever. But I think,
100%.
I think I think AEW is going to have a good pick of the litter, or who they want to pick up. But it's also rumored that they're trying to revamp. They want to take the entire first quarter of 2022 off to try and see if they can rebuild to go back to the live shows come next April. And so, with that being said, are they going to give these guys temporary, like 90-day contracts, and then see where they go from there, or what do you think they're going to do with that?
That's I think that's where the rumor came from, where the possibility of Tony purchasing ROH, because I could definitely see that revamp and then kind of taking the roster, because at this point AEW's roster is getting really, really inflated, where WWE is kind of deflating their roster and picking out things and getting rid of pieces that no longer serve them at all, or they haven't served them. So it will be interesting to see how the dynamics is, if it will be a rebuilding process for as a fan of ROH and somebody that watched ROH on a regular basis, even through COVID, when they would finally do shows and they'd put them on Fit TV. I'm kind of sad to see them go. Because once again, that's a company that I've watched for many years because of CM Punk and Nigel McGuinness and all those guys. So I really hope and I kind of pray that ROH does make a reemergence into the world. But, business is business, unfortunately. And you never can say never in wrestling. That's one thing I've learned very, very quickly.
Right, exactly. Yeah, but well, we've had really a good we've had a good report and a good show here tonight. With all the guys that come on, I want to thank I definitely want to thank Sean Benson. I want to thank Mauler McDarby, Big Texas. Herb Simmons, of course, the first one on here.
The legend himself.
Yeah, Jayson Breed.
Let's give that man some legendary status. He keeps talking about all these legends he's bringing in, man. The man himself that's running SICW is a legend. Like, that man himself, and somebody in the comments said it too, and I agree 100%. Thank you, Herb Simmons, for everything you continue to do for the professional wrestling world and the old school wrestling. And to paraphrase a wrestler by the name of Roddy Piper, old school is still cool.
Oh, it's always going to be cool. It's always going to be cool no matter where you go, man. And that's basically where you want to base on getting your stuff. You know, getting your if you're going to get your foot in the door in this business, that's where you need to go to. Is back to the old school and let these guys bring you up. And heck, I mean, I hope that I got everybody that came on here.
You forgot Kowalski.
I was about ready to say Kowalski.
Yeah, and then I cut you off because you said Herbs, and I wanted to give Herb more
of course,
pump up fluff.
Yeah, I mean, Saturday is going to be a big day. It's going to be a big day for everybody. We're going to try to maintain our excitement and hopefully we will get through this. It's just by the time this night's over, everybody's going to be physically exhausted.
I guarantee you, I'll be marked out once or twice, maybe 10 times.
Oh yeah, well, I'm excited for the legends coming in, and it's going to be, it kind of makes you wonder: are these legends going to have their eyes on these matches, especially, with everybody participating in? I mean, they're going to have the meet and greets and everything else, but matches will start at 7:00. 10 matches signed up, from what I understood, and but hey, I just can't wait for Saturday.
I'm excited to come and excited to see you, visit with you for a little bit. I've had phone calls with Herb before, but never got to meet him face to face. So I'm glad I get to shake his hand, see other people there, get to meet Big Texas for the first time. So it's gonna be a good time. I can't wait.
Yep, man, it's gonna be good. Definitely gonna be good times, man. And so I know I'll definitely see you Saturday, one way or the other. I tried to see about, I was going to see if you were going to do if we kind of worked in a deal for a Falls Count Everywhere table to be present, but you were eager to get your tickets. I'm like, no, I better just let them enjoy the show. Because, I didn't know. The GQ is, of course, he still keeps in contact with me. He's still doing a lot. Trust me, he's not a forgotten fixture on the show. But he's got a lot going on. Maybe he'll be there at the show Saturday. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I'm just pumped and ready to go. But with that being said, for those who are still hanging on here, we are going to actually have a special airing of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. To basically kind of go over the results for those who weren't there. To kind of give you hope maybe we'll display some pictures up here, kind of go over everything. Then we'll talk about the upcoming shows. If there's some more major headlines, like anything worthy, like the ROH dropping everybody's contracts or something major like that, we'll definitely go over that. And then, so we will be live on Tuesday. We'll make an announcement on Sunday just to make sure that everybody's on board. Just to go over that, and then we will air the show again on Thursday night at our regular time slot. Reason being is because I will not be around next Thursday because I will be up in Florissant, Missouri for the big question and answer session, and also with Ed Wheatley, and of course with Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. with the Wrestling at the Chase book. So that's where we're going to be for the following week, and then we're going to try and see about trying to line up some very good guests for November for you, and then we're going to we're going to try to end this year solid with I'm almost teasing about probably the best of 2021 show on the last show that we have in 2021, which if my memory recalls right, will be on, if it's on a Thursday, it will be on December 30th. So, why not close out 2021 and maybe take a week off, enjoy with family, and catch things up, and maybe come back the following week. We just want to make sure we're doing the best we can here and providing you with the best shows. That's all we want to do. So, hey, you know. So, man, what'd you think about tonight, Z?
I had a blast. Couldn't get a word in lick-wise, but no, I'm just kidding. We had a good time and got a banter with back and forth. It was nice to see you, Texas, and Vincent and Kowalski all like bidding for their chance to who's going to win and who's going to throw who over. So like I said, I am super excited to see this weekend's wrestling show.
Oh yeah, I mean everybody wants to be the first ever Central States champion in SICW, and everybody's trying to make their bid on that. It's going to be. I mean, history's going to be made one way or the other, and I think, if I recall correctly, that's going to be the only title that's going to be on the line that night. The tag team champions are not going to be together. Attila Khan's title's not going to be on the line against Haku, and hey. So a new title in the fold, and that's going to be the only championship match there is, and it's going to be decided in the two-ring battle royal, which everybody wants to make their bid on that. So,
right.
Awesome. All right, awesome, my friend. We had exciting weeks. A good week for you, good week for me, and now I've got to probably kind of take a chill mode here a little bit tonight, and then come tomorrow, it's game on. It's all the way through when I go to bed on Saturday night. So looking forward to it. So awesome, guys. Well, thank you very much for those who have tuned in once for the Gem City Mouth and everybody else that's been here today. I am Rough Cut Rick Ruby. We thank you very much, and we will see you on Tuesday. Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah. So Tuesday, and we'll give you some pictures of those results. So we'll see you then. Thanks again for everybody tuning in to tonight's episode of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Don't forget our friends at the following: the Searcher and Hide podcast and Outside the Ring STL. The Falls Count Everywhere podcast is an LTX Enterprises production.